Hello and welcome to Two Noble Dogs Brewing. My name is Clay. Today's video will be an overview of the Beersmith brewing software. This software was created by Brad Smith at Beersmith.com, and it's a great software for beginners and experts alike. It's probably the single best purchase that I've made to improve my brewing. So in this video, I'm going to be giving you some of the tools, or showing you some of the tools that I use pretty regularly that are very helpful. So when you open the software, you come to this page. This right here is a list of samples of recipes that are included in the software when you get it. So these are all ready to use right out of the box. You can click on one of these things and be brewing the same day. No building recipes or anything. So let's check out one of these recipes. How about the wit? Okay, when you open the recipe, you come to this page, and this is an existing recipe. It'll be different if you're building one. Of course, it'll be all blank. But you put in the name of your beer. You'll show who the brewer is, the equipment you'll be using, and there's a whole list of equipment here, and you can choose the one that best suits your equipment closest. You can also modify these to zero in on exactly what equipment you use. So you choose that. You choose the type of process you'll be using, whether it's an extract, a partial mash, or an all grain. You can fill in the batch size, your efficiency rating for your equipment. Put that there, the boil time, the date you're going to brew it, and then if it's a version 1 or 2, or if you're brewing this again, something just for your record keeping. In this section here, you will see this is actually where you build the recipe, and all of these items have been placed in here by using these buttons over here. You can see if you want to add grain to it, this menu pops up. You can choose any of these that they have listed. They have quite an extensive listing of grains and sugars. So choose what you want, the amount you want, how long it boils, and click OK, and it inserts it into this into the recipe builder. You can also add hops, and you can see it's got about any hop you want in this list, and this all comes like this right out of the box. Another cool thing here is if you hover over one of these, it gives you the characteristics of the ingredient, where it's usually used, and on this one it gives you the aroma. Some of these will give you substitutes in case you're not able to find what it is you're looking for in your homebrew store. So yeah, this one you can substitute Centennial for a Cascade if you're unable to find a Cascade. Unlikely, but you never know. And then you put in the amount and where it goes in the boil, or whether it's a dry hop or a first wort. So that's pretty handy. And then you can add yeasts. Again, pretty extensive list of yeast, both liquid and dry yeast. About any of the yeasts that are on the market today are already in this list, and that, again, put that in there, the amounts and whatnot. Miscellaneous, these are your finings and other, other ingredients that you might be using if you're doing some sort of specialty beer. Then once it's in there, you can increase the amount or decrease the amounts or the time. Both of these, it's pretty helpful little section right here. This allows you to zero in on exactly what you're looking for. Now once you've got that done, of course you want to set what type of beer it is that you're going to be brewing, and this is all based on the style guidelines, beer style guidelines, and you just choose the one that you're going to be brewing. Click on it, hit OK. Well, don't want to do that. We're on a wit beer, and that automatically populates this area with the typical style guidelines for that particular beer. And then as you add ingredients in this section, it changes these sliders and lets you know whether you're within the style guidelines, which is a green area, whether you're on the verge of getting out of it in the yellow area, and then of course if you're way off base, you're in the red area. Now, again, these are just guidelines, so and they're based on the beer standards or beer guidelines. So if you're trying to get outside of it, no big deal. That's your choice. So after you get that set, you can come down here and you determine what your mash profile is going to be and how you're going to carbonate your beer in the aging process. You can choose from a whole list of different mash styles. Pretty extensive, this is of course for all grain brewing. And you can choose how you're going to carbonate it. I use kegs, but if you bottle it, you would use corn sugar or dry malt extract. Choose that, set that up, and then how you're going to ferment it. And this is, say it's you primary and secondary, you would do an ale 2-stage. And then if you click on these, you can set the time of days, the amount of days that it's going to be in the primary, and the amount of time that it's going to be in the secondary, what temperature it's going to be. Those are all will allow you to zero in on what exactly it is that you're trying to do. This section over here is a whole list of data that gets either populated by the software as you're filling in these other categories, or it gets populated by you with actual measurements like your final or original gravity and final gravity, what the actual batch size is, and then that does the calculations for you to get your ABV, whatever that ends up being specifically to your brew. So that's it for this page. Now one of the cool things is that once you have your recipe built, you can click on this button right here, and that, if you had a fast computer, would immediately pop up a brew sheet. And when it does, I will explain to you what that does. But the brew sheet is basically the step-by-step instructions on how to brew the recipe you just created based on the parameters that you have set in here. And there it is. Okay, so let me zoom in a little bit here so you can see what's going on. But this tells you such things as the amount of water that's needed, all your mash ingredients, the steps to your mashing, the temperatures, how long you're doing it, let's see, next page, your boil ingredients, your hop schedule, when you add your hops to it, your yeast, and then your primary and secondary fermentation, and then some areas in there where you can make records of how things went. So that's pretty neat, pretty handy. You can scale the recipe. If you find a recipe for 5 gallons and you enter it all in here for a 5-gallon recipe, and you want to do a 10-gallon recipe, just scale the recipe to whatever size you want it to be, and it automatically changes the amount of ingredients that are in your recipe builder. You can convert it. If you find a all-grain recipe and you're an extract brewer, you can put the all-grain recipe in here and convert it to an extract, and that does it automatically for you. Gives you all the ingredients that you need. Once you have all of your ingredients in here, you can you can add to your cart, and what that does is it adds all your ingredients to your shopping cart, and then you view your shopping cart, and there they are. You can print this list out, take it to your local homebrew shop, and they will get you hooked up. Pick up what you need. Once you've bought it, you can add it to your inventory, and it does it one at a time. Of course, you can highlight them all, but you add it to your inventory, and then of course you can view your inventory, and there it is. Once you take from your inventory and add it to your recipe, it'll draw down your inventory. I don't use that one, that tool a lot. That's mainly for people that buy in bulk. I typically go to the store and get what I need and brew it that day. So use my ingredients right then and there. There are other buttons here that are helpful. I don't use them a lot, but they can be helpful. You can determine what your mash or what your yeast starter needs to be. It'll tell you what's needed, and it'll tell you what size your starter needs to be in order to accomplish the necessary yeast count. You can adjust your mash here if you've got it set to, say, a single infusion light body with no mash out, and you want to mash it at 150 degrees instead of 148. You can double click on that, change that right there, and it makes the adjustment for you for your strike water. Pretty helpful little tool there. Fermentation, you can change what's going on with your fermentation, if number of days, if you need 8 days in the primary or 4 days in the primary and 21 days in secondary, you can make that change right there, and it'll change everything in the recipe. Another one of the cool things here is that it adds it once you have your recipe built and the fermentation set. It adds it to your calendar, and it tells you in the calendar when to take it out of the primary and rack it to your secondary. And these are just guidelines. Of course, you need to take gravity readings, but also when it's supposed to age, or how long it's supposed to age, and when it'll be ready to consume. So that's a handy little tool there. So that's about it. Those are the high points of the Beersmith tool. If you are interested in checking it out, you can click on the link on my page and right there, and Brad will give you a 21-day free trial of it. So check it out. Again, probably the best purchase that I have made to improve my home brewing. It's a great tool. Thanks, and check back soon. Have a great day.